It's the Northumberland County Farmers Market podcast. I'm Rebecca, the naughty jam lady, and I'm going to admit I'm a little bit dizzy today. Last weekend was absolutely bonkers. I was trying to gauge the weather. I have kind of like a new policy that if it's raining and cold outside, I'm not going out because it just settles into my bones and I just cannot get the cold back out of me again. But I gauged it completely wrong and I was in poor weather both days, hilariously. Anyway, I ended up doing both markets this weekend, Coburg and Codrington, but I have to tell you, I should have known better because it kind of started out cursed. Thursday, I just start my day of jamming and my canner's going and I'm getting all my bits and bobbins in order and such. The power goes out. And I'm like, okay. Waited like 20 minutes, power came back on. I'm like, oh, good. Okay, so let's get going again. Then I get my first batch almost done. I'm about to load the jam in the jar and I look down and all of a sudden I feel like I'm going to faint. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So I immediately have like a panic attack because like that's new. And I put everything down and I sat down on my kitchen floor and I waited for it to like pass and I waited for myself to calm down. And I was like, that's different. That's a little scary. And then I got up and I just felt kind of dizzy and I just kept going and finished what I had to do. Then I went on Saturday to the Coburg Farmers Market. I felt dizzy this whole time, okay? I set up my tent. I'm all ready to go. And I'm like, you know what? I should probably tell someone that I'm feeling dizzy just in case I like pass out or something. So I go over and I find my friend Nancy from Northumberland Soapworks, and my friend Laura's there too. And I'm like, guys, just so you know, I'm feeling a little dizzy and I have been since Thursday. So if I pass out, just tell the paramedics that. Hilariously, Laura turns to me and she goes, Beck, the paramedics are right behind you. They were visiting the market. She goes, ask them to take your blood pressure. And I go, yeah, I guess so. I was a little nervous, but I was like, well, whatever. They're here. Like, they're not doing anything. They're just standing around looking adorable with their big ambulance truck or whatever. So I go over to my booth and I take off my coat and I go over and I go, guys, if you're not doing anything right now, would you mind taking my blood pressure? Because I'm a little like dizzy and woozy and it's not the best. And they were like, yeah, sure, whatever. So I'm standing there and the young woman puts the thing around my arm. And I put my arm down and I've had my blood pressure taken like quite a bit for a young person. And she like grabs my hand and she's like holding my hand gently. And I was like, oh, that's quite nice. And she's like, yeah, I like to hold people's hands because sometimes they fling them around or they get busy doing stuff and yada, yada. And I was like, oh, okay, well, anyway, it's quite nice to hold your hand. Thank you. And we're standing there and I'm watching the other paramedic behind her who's watching the machine because I want to see the reaction on her face. And she realizes that I'm watching her face for the reaction. And she goes, oh, it's 144/99, which is like so not normal for me. And she's like, is that like a normal reading for you? And I'm like, no. Usually I'm like 118/70. Like I like have low blood pressure most of the time. And then so she goes, okay, well, just keep an eye on that. She takes it off and I go back to my booth and I'm like, I sit down to rest for a little bit and I'm like, So now I'm like really stressed out about the number. And then, so for the rest of the day, when people were coming up to my table, I was sitting down. Like I wasn't standing up like I normally do. I'm like, guys, just so you know, I had them take my blood pressure. It's a little bit high. So I'm going to sit down while we have this interaction. And everyone was so nice. They were like, oh, of course, sweetie. Like just sit and rest. You never know these days, right? And I'm like, exactly. So I stuck it out till about 10:45. And I was like, you know what? It's cold, it's rainy, it's crazy windy, I feel dizzy, and I'm nervous. Like I'm scared. So I'm going to go home. So I did. I packed up and I went home early and I sat on my couch and I tried to relax. And like I had tried to call my doctor on Friday, but apparently he wasn't in the office till Tuesday. Long story short, I'm like having that terrifying like American medication commercial going through in my head. I'm like, it could be anemia. It could be a small aneurysm, blood clot, high blood pressure, low blood pressure, cancer. Like, you know what you do when you're, I mean, like, don't type it in to like Google search or anything because I don't want to be even more scared than I am right now. I go in and see my doctor. It's the fluid in my inner ears apparently is off. And so every time I lean forward, I feel dizzy. And so he decides, he's like, I'll give you some meds. I'm on 3 pills a day for the next 10 days to try to like calm down the weird dizzy sensation that's happening right now, which feels like I'm 3 glasses of wine in without the fun part. It's just dizzy. So I feel like I'm listing when I walk. Like I'm dizzy right now. Right now I'm dizzy. So if I'm a little off today on the podcast, we all know why. It's because Beck is 3 glasses in with the inner ear fluid. So it's been eventful to say the least. And then on Sunday, because Saturday was such a bust for me, I decided, and I didn't get a lot of sleep that night, I decided I was going to go to Codrington and try to make up some of the like money that I didn't make the day before. And it rained. It rained the whole time and it was cold and schwitzy rain. And so all my labels bled. So I did a 1-day only sale and I just said, you know what? If you're willing to take a jam that you cannot read what it is, you can have it for $1 off because it doesn't change the flavor. It just changes the fact that you can't read what it is. But I mean, you just take it home and take a Sharpie and once it's dried, you write down on top of it what it is and then you're fine. But so that happened Sunday. But we have some important markets coming up this weekend, specifically the Workworth Lilac Festival. There we go. It's going to be great. I follow them on Instagram and every post is absolutely adorable. It's like box lunches, bring cash. Lilacs, bring cash. Vendors bring cash. And I'm like, I guess we should bring some cash when we go to the Lilac Festival. And a couple of my friends are going to be there. Mikosina Arizbe is going to be there. And my buddy Rachel's going to be there for Stonehouse Candles. This is like my new addiction, by the way. I think Rachel partially only really likes me because I'm constantly buying her candles. I have 4 of them now. This one is called Sun-Kissed Holiday, and it smells like the Caribbean with oranges or like citrus, it smells like a citrusy cocktail that you'd have on holiday, which is really nice. But anyway, Rachel's going to be doing a lilac candle, which should be ready this weekend. I tried to get one from her last weekend, but she's like, it's not going to be cured in time. You'd have to literally buy it, take it home, and wait a week. And I was like, ooh, you have dominatrix candles. They come with rules. I have to wait and obey my master until I can light it. And she was like, you're ridiculous. And I'm like, yeah, I know. So she's going to have lilac candles at the Work Lilac Festival, obviously, which is all weekend. Like it starts Friday and it concludes, I think, Sunday at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So you have loads of time to go down. Definitely go and check it out. I used to go with my friend Cheryl all the time. We would go and enjoy the Lilac Festival and the live music, and then we'd go and have some wine. There was a cafe there that we really enjoyed. Anyway, I'm going to be at the intriguing bookish market and author showcase. I am not selling. I'm literally going there to check it out. It is Saturday, 10 until 6 at the Healthy Planet Arena Banquet Room at 911 Monaghan Road in Peterborough. They are collecting non-perishable food donations at the door. So take a couple of cans of like SpaghettiOs or whatever with you. I'm going because I'm trying to make my dream come true of voicing an audiobook for somebody. So I'm going in a voice actor capacity to go and like meet some authors and hand out my business card so that hopefully I can voice something for like an indie author who can't afford the really expensive voices these days. Because even though like I'm just as good, I just want to do this because it's something that I want to do. It's not really like my whole career is going to change. It's just like, something I want to make come true. Next weekend, Art Salad, there we go, is happening in Grafton. Saturday, 10 till 5 and Sunday, 11 till 4 at 10821 County Road 2 in Grafton. It's like right beside the post office, basically on the main street. My friend Becky from Chanticleer and Fox usually goes to that. So you should definitely go check that out. It's really cute. I love like the markets that happen in Grafton. They're always so sweet and special. You can catch me at Codrington this weekend, Sunday. I'm going to have some lilac jam because my lilacs came in, and goodness me, did they ever come in like with gusto, if you will. So I'm going to have that there. And then there is no episode next week. I'm sorry. There will be no NoCo. Did you see me just hit my hit my spoon? There's no episode of the NoCoFM podcast because it's my son and I's birthdays next week. So we're going to be really busy with stuff. I'm going to take him to Ripley's Aquarium in Toronto, I believe, where my high school friend Nick Sweetman just did some art inside on the walls, commissioned, of course. He didn't just do it like randomly. He is a paid graffiti artist usually, and he does all kinds of art all over the world, quite honestly. And so we're going to go check that out and see what that's all about. I hope you come back the following Friday because I'm going to be in Port Hope with Manati Jams on June 13th, and I'll have some details about that. And if you would like to sponsor an episode of the NoCoFM podcast, I hope you slide into my DMs. I will even, if you would like, I will do it in my professional voice actor voice, if that's something that tickles your fancy. I believe that would be quite comical. But yeah, find me on Instagram, NoCoFM_podcast, or you can email me, NoCoFM_podcast@hotmail.com. I'd be delighted to have you join the show for a few minutes. That would be great. Thank you for joining me today. I'm Rebecca, and I guess I'll see you again in 2 weeks. Until then, cheers.